Chapter 9. They caught the gorilla. I heard, DW, said Arthur. It was on the radio. He didn't look up from the paper he was writing on. Joey was in the woods all night. I'll bet he was cold and lonely. He should have come to our house. Don't you think he would have been happier here, Arthur? The only sound in the room was Arthur's pen scribbling on the paper. Arthur? Whatever you say, DW. There, I'm finished. I'm late for the poetry contest. See you. He rushed out the door. At the library, Buster had begun to read. When a dirty sock drops on your face, P.U. When your friend's baby sister starts to spew, half a worm in the apple you bit. The brain began to turn a little green, and he grabbed a hold of his stomach. Finding a human bone in your jello, blowing nose slime green and yellow. Francine sank under the table. She looked very sorry she had eaten such a big lunch. And people who eat creamed corn with their mouths open so you can see it. Buster then made a little bow. Apparently he was finished. Binky applauded wildly. Everyone else looked sick. Mr. Preluski took a deep breath. Well, that was very, vivid, Buster. I probably shouldn't mention the free tapioca pudding that will be served at the reception. Everyone groaned. Miss Turner stepped forward. Now our special guest will choose the winning poem. The door flew open and Arthur burst in. Am I too late? I couldn't get past the crosswalk. First there were little kids, then a circus parade. And you know those elephants? They like to take their time. He ran up to Mr. Preluski and whispered in his ear. The famous poet nodded. All right. Then he said, our final poem is Joey Goes to the City by Arthur Reed. Arthur took out his poem and began reading. Joey was a happy ape until some hunters caught him. He liked the jungle better than the city where they brought him. Arthur could imagine Joey was happily playing with a paddle ball and string until a cage suddenly dropped on top of him. He was placed on a large truck and taken from the jungle into the city. The city was louder, the city was meaner, even the dirt in the jungle was cleaner. So Joey decided to make a daring escape. The hunters were suddenly -1 ape. Joey bent the bars of his cage and hopped out. As people fled before him, he climbed to the top of a building to look for the jungle. He climbed the tallest building because from there he'd see how far away the jungle was from the middle of the city. Joey jumped into a passing plane, but the pilot didn't wait for him to explain. Joey consulted the flying manual while he steered with his feet. He finally made it back home. Joey flew back to the jungle and told his ape friends in their lair, the city's okay for a visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.